Hello all, welcome to Coffee with Marci. I'm here at Certified Financial Services in Paramus with Richard Lafredo and Vincent Blazowicz. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm really excited to hear about what you're doing. Tell the audience what you're doing. It's really amazing what you're doing for families.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'd like you to tell us who you are.
Okay, thank you, Marci. My name is Richard Lafredo. I'm a certified financial planner. I've been involved with certified financial services for 31 years. And the planning practice that Vincent and I are working diligently in being successful for families is to work with special needs families and understand their unique issues that they have and to offer solutions to those unique issues. That's what we do. We work diligently with the families to make their financial world better.
And my name is Vincent Blazowicz. I'm a financial advisor and registered rep with Park Avenue Securities and Guardian. And my specialty is working with the special needs families.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. And why do you do what you're doing?
Yeah.
Tell us, please.
Vincent has a unique story.
Okay.
It's actually a rather personal one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a family member with Asperger's. So I have, I guess, a unique perspective. It is that of a sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I watched my mom and dad care for my brother through diagnosis, through working through the school system,
Mm-hmm.
through working through employment opportunities. And at this point, my brother provides a very valuable service to the family in taking care of our elderly father.
Wow.
So it certainly is personal.
Mm-hmm.
When you've met a person with autism, you've met one person with autism.
Mm-hmm.
They're all unique, special in their own way, very
Mm-hmm.
different. And when we work with these families, it's understanding where are they now. You have to meet them where they are,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to bring them along to maximize their capabilities and bring out the best in them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a personal story also.
Mhm.
I have a family member. He is 58 years of age. He has a mental disability. And I've seen my aunt and uncle, who have gotten older over time,
Mhm.
take care of their son and be advocates for their son and be everything they could be for him to get the proper care for his well-being.
Mhm.
What they were able to do so they could have some peace of mind was also do a financial plan so that they know that when the day comes that they're no longer here,
Mm-hmm.
everything will be okay for their son. The people
Absolutely.
in place to care for their son will
Yes.
be there, the resources will be there as well. Because we find that in working with families, a concern, a major concern, one of many, is what will happen if I am no longer here to take care of my child.
Right, and
We
I'm sure
address
that is
issue.
a big concern, absolutely. So what is the value of what you do?
Well, what we do is we do comprehensive financial planning,
Mhm.
and it's a thoughtful process of gathering information regarding families and trying to get a sense of what the family is about. So the value on the financial side of this is we have to examine where the family is financially today.
Mm-hmm.
It is a family issue. We have to make sure that they have a strong financial foundation. We have to make sure that we're looking at the employee benefits that they have, their game plan for their own financial world, because in addition to the family, that special needs child has to have a financial future as well.
Absolutely.
So the value is balancing within a family the financial issues that a family will be facing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of examining and reviewing and making sure that their house financially is in order.
Okay, wonderful.
I think to add to that, maybe
Mhm.
telling a brief story about
Mhm.
how we got into this.
Mm-hmm.
I had a family come to me, they wanted to purchase some health insurance. The child had their own health insurance originally through the parents under
Mhm.
what's called a self-funded plan. In New Jersey, you can purchase a child-only plan for just the child to deliver a set of services that are unique to the autism mandate. I had never heard of this plan, and I connected with it because of my own personal background.
Right.
And I think that any of the broker that had heard this, they might have sold the plan but not really have understood the benefits of the family. So I was able to connect with this person. We actually went to the Department of Banking and Insurance and vetted it to make sure that it was true,
Mhm.
make sure it was suitable. At the end of the day, we saved this child, first off, we changed the child's life because of the services that were brought to bear. Folks with autism, when they're initially diagnosed, often benefit from a program called ABA, Applied Behavioral Analysis. It's a special type of therapy, and it's extremely expensive.
Right.
This family saved $120,000 that year.
Incredible.
Now, that's not something that every child or every family is going to need or benefit from, but in this particular case, that's what they received.
Yeah.
More importantly, the child was light years ahead of when we first met. So within 4 short months, the father had called me and revealed that it was just amazing to see that the child was already making progress towards their milestones.
Yeah.
You know, when a child's small, the brain is developing and it has to get what it needs at a critical juncture.
Absolutely.
And this this therapy did that.
And provided. Yeah.
And if you think about saving $120,000, the parents would do everything to get the care for the child.
Yes.
Being that they were able to save $120,000, that meant that they didn't have to take on credit card debt. They didn't have to refinance their mortgage.
Right.
They didn't have to put themselves in a position of gutting their 401k plan. Because again, it's a family plan
Right.
for the special needs family.
Right.
So
And
that saving them that substantial amount of money makes a financial difference.
absolutely unbelievable that you can do that for a family, and they don't even realize what they're faced with, right? And you can
Yeah.
help them
Right.
to map that out.
Yeah. Well, our purpose is really to be an educational venue so that families have a place in Paramus, New Jersey to come and learn about the financial issues that they'll be facing.
Right.
Because we know the road that they're going to be traveling. And if they could get a sense of that road in advance of getting on that road, then they'll know what to expect, and that is
Wow.
invaluable.
Right. Absolutely invaluable.
Yeah. And we also are not working with only Vincent and I as financial planners or advisors. We're trying to train other financial planners as well. Because the financial industry, the financial planning industry, is not so deep into working with families that have special needs. We're
Right.
hoping to change that, number one. Number two, we formed an alliance. So we have our attorneys, and we have our accountants, and we have people that are navigators. So when we're understanding the issues that are facing a special needs family, we want to be very comprehensive in the help and the resources that are available, and very comprehensive in the knowledge that we're giving these families as well.
Wow.
It's crucial.
When you look at a
Unbelievable.
child's development, or a special needs child in particular, there's really 3 things going on. Imagine that you're a parent and your child is 18 months old, and you've just been told your child has a condition, let's say it's autism. You know, I get those phone calls, and I could be in the middle of many things, but I will drop what I'm doing to take that call, to listen and to share with them. I really do believe that the value that we bring, we're a beacon of hope. We want to let these folks know that we've been there.
Yes.
Been there, our family has been there. And we know the path that they possibly could be on. So being a beacon of hope, making sure that they understand that there are resources to help, giving them some compassion, giving them some guidance, making sure that the financial and legal is properly set up, so that their child can reach, again, their maximum development,
Yes.
and that the family's going to be okay.
Yeah. We use a phrase frequently, and that's elevate possibilities, elevate possibilities, elevate possibilities. We're looking and working with families that have a young child, and our want is to work with them through their adulthood and beyond.
Right.
And we
Absolutely.
know that the issues they'll be facing, and we want to be a part of the answers for them. We want to make sure that our clients have no mystery as to what the options and the choices are in
Right.
making decisions for their family.
Right.
That's why we surround ourselves with attorneys who are very knowledgeable about special needs planning. It just can't be anyone.
Yes.
And that's why we're reaching out to accountants also, so that we make sure that they're asking the family some accounting questions, or even begin with the question of, you have a special needs child.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's not even asked. So we want to broaden our professional alliance for that purpose of enhancing the
Amazing.
well-being of the family. And then we work with navigators.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful navigator who has a young child that has autism, who grew into a young lady, and now she's advanced and has been elevated to a wonderful position in her life.
Oh.
So this mom knows firsthand and takes
Yes.
the clients that we refer her to by the hand to go through the process of knowing what they're going to be facing and not face that alone.
Wow. That's incredible.
Very satisfying to refer that person.
I think in some cases, people who get the diagnosis, there can be some shame in it, where they sense a shame, they don't want to tell anybody about it. And we've experienced this in our family. So I tell our story that
Yeah.
there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a condition that you need to get some help with. The fact is that my brother actually went to college and was able to work.
Yeah.
So for the families that are just hearing that their child's been diagnosed, I'm a parent. We all have hopes and dreams for our kids.
Right.
And a diagnosis of autism does not mean that you have to give up those hopes and dreams. You might have to work a little harder and do some heavy lifting to get to where you need to be. But when we plan on a kind of a two-track. You plan as if your child will go to college. We always make sure that people know that, and not all will.
Yeah.
But we also plan for the worst. Well, what if the therapies don't yield the results that we had hoped? You want to plan differently for that.
Right.
And care potentially.
Because you don't know, so
You
you
do
do
not.
have to plan both ways, absolutely.
And this is what we find also. The typical financial advisor has a series of questions that they ask. And we understand what those questions are. We have another series of questions that need to be asked, and one has to do with, say, family support. So the questions that we ask that are not typical are things like, what other member in your family is going to be spending some time with your son? Who will be there as a support? Have you spoke to your other children about the role that they're going to play for their brother or sister? Are they aware of that? Will your child be able to live independently? Will your child be able to support him or herself financially? So our questions are family supported type of questions because we need to get those answers
Yes.
so that we can devise a strategy and a plan to make sure that happens and network the families with people that can lead to an opportunity for employment or housing.
Yeah.
So the process is quite comprehensive.
Wow.
Yeah, each April, we actually have an autism awareness here at the agency. We open it up, there's no cost. We've had specialists in ABA therapy, we've had psychiatrists. Rich always puts on an estate planning piece where we talk about the need for wills and guardianships and special needs trusts.
And this is for people to come in and have a better understanding through
Correct.
these people speaking.
Yeah,
Is
the
that correct?
doors are wide open to the
Okay.
community. We serve something to eat. You saw our lobby, it's very inviting. People feel comfortable.
Yes.
We do it for a couple hours, and we really bring in quality speakers.
Right.
And I was mentioning to you that on the next go-round, we were thinking about the psychologist to talk to the families about the sibling that is not the special needs child
Right.
and having some sort of recognition of what they may be going through.
Right. And you were touching on the process. So maybe if you just break that down.
So part of the process is the family support. So we talked about the family support. It's the
Right.
questions that we ask.
Yes.
Then the other part of the process is the financial information. We have to gather financial information. We have to gather data. And what we need to do is make families financially organized. Remember,
Okay.
we want a strong foundation for the family to be in a position to not weather other storms that are financial. We want to prepare them and be
Right.
ready for that.
Yes.
So what we do is we have tools that we use. One is discussion, asking questions, and doing a lot of listening. And then also we have the living balance sheet, which is a tool that we use, which is a web-based tool, and that enables us to organize these families electronically so that we could have communication with them, and they're organized perfectly so they know where the money is coming in and where
Okay.
it's going out. So that's a foundational tool. That's part of the process.
Right.
Another part of the process is that we organize with Alliance members. Now, we have the accountants and we have the attorneys, and we do not provide tax or legal advice. But we do have people that we could refer our members to.
Okay.
And this alliance is there to enhance the knowledge that the family needs to make decisions. We always demand that they speak in clear, easy terms so families could understand what the
Absolutely,
process is.
yes.
And between our financial process for the family, our financial process for the special needs child, and bringing in all these other resources, we're able to elevate the child's capability and the family's financial stability and
Okay.
give the family a peace of mind. Because if we could minimize their stress and strain financially, we've given them a real opportunity to move on to
Absolutely,
other issues.
absolutely.
There's a real role for the government to play here, and government aid does come into play. So we want to make sure that the planning that we do never interferes with the family's ability
Right.
to have
To have help
obtain
from the
that aid.
government?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's very, you can trip over these rules unwittingly. You know, grandparents can leave money, aunts and uncles can, their thinking is they're doing something good for the child, and they can
Right.
undermine the planning process.
I see, okay.
And in looking at the employee benefits, we also look at what insurances a family has. You know, we want to make sure our philosophy is protection first. We want to make sure that the family is well protected with their health insurance. We would evaluate their life insurance, their disability insurance. We want to make sure that in the event of an outside force coming upon that family, they can weather that storm.
Okay,
And then what are the tools for the special needs child to sustain their future and their well-being?
right.
And fall is an excellent time because it's open enrollment when
Yeah.
corporations are offering all their benefits.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
we're happy to look at a family's
Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, so every fall, most corporations have open enrollment, which is the opportunity to make changes in health insurance or life insurance or other benefits. We actually sit down with the clients and we'll review their benefits and we'll give them guidance as to here's what your company's offering, or do you understand what it is, do you understand the costs? And they may very well choose to exercise those benefits and typically supplement it on the outside privately.
Okay,
So this is a great time to look at their benefits under open enrollment.
wonderful. And I'm sorry, what is the window for that?
It varies by company, but
Okay.
typically October, November, these are the open enrollment months. They're critical. if somebody's-
Absolutely. So let's talk about the outreach in the community. You
Yeah.
guys do a lot, so I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah. Well, we have an education program, and what we do is we have a workshop that we have and sponsor it for 40 minutes, and the subject is special planning for the special needs person. And what we do is we educate the families regarding the issue that we're speaking to.
Yes.
Because if they're educated, they have a better sense of not being overwhelmed and know what they have to move forward towards.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then we also are very active in the community. We sponsor booths and we do any type of fundraising activity. We've done things with Go the Distance, which is a great event in Paramus.
Yeah.
And it raises money for different schools. We have a great alliance with Abilities of Northwest New Jersey. They provide employment opportunities.
It's
And
incredible.
we're going to be in Atlantic City for the Autism New Jersey event, the 35th anniversary, where we always go to that event in October.
Oh,
So we're networking, we're learning, and we're
Yeah.
reaching out to more members of the community.
I'm connected, I'm a board member for Harmony Starts Farm. We're in the process, because what happens when the school bus stops coming?
yes.
Yeah,
They need work, they need employment. Unemployment is quite high
Yes.
among the special needs community.
Yes.
So anything that we can do to let people know that these folks are employable, they just, some of their skills need to be enhanced. And we're hoping that Connection to the Earth can help them, learn a skill set or two.
Right.
Being with one another. We're hoping to plant our first planting in November.
yeah.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's New Jersey, and we're going to do garlic in November, and then tomatoes and basil in
Yeah.
next year.
That's wonderful.
It's to our theme, elevate the possibilities.
Yes.
Elevate the possibilities.
And what have you learned through your years of working in this field?
Well, what I've learned is that a family needs to have a pause to start thinking about the planning process. Because it means the world to their future as well as their other children's future and the special needs future. So pausing and learning and working with financial advisors that are dedicated to this and who are not just learning this.
Yeah.
You really need to work with people so that no mistakes are made so that they could affect long term. You have to have the
Absolutely.
right people around you, ask a lot of questions, try to get support from other families, and learn as much as you can, and work and devise a strategy for your future and your child's future. And
And
have
you-
that peace of mind.
And you help them understand what those questions need to be.
Correct.
And the education part of that.
We have the attorneys, we have the navigators, we're the planners, we have the accountants.
Wow,
It's been a thoughtful process. And we
absolutely.
surrounded ourselves with quality people because we really want to offer a great service to the special needs community.
I've learned that things have really changed since, like, when my brother was coming up. You know, ABA therapy makes a world of difference for some candidates. Employment opportunities are there. Making sure that the parents are pushing to get what they need from the school system. You know,
That's a big part of it.
Yes, it
Exactly.
is,
Yeah.
Marci, yes, it is. Yeah.
So I'd love to hear what your message is to the audience and what you want to leave them with.
Well, basically, there's plenty of help out there. There are answers to your questions. There should be no mystery to your questions. You should get concise, professional answers. And when the time is right for you to move on with the stage of your family is in, that you reach out to people and get the help to move forward. So there's plenty of help out there. There's plenty of qualified help out there. I think we offer a dimension of that help, and you're more than welcome to reach out if you need some guidance. As part of our interview with Marci, we decided that we would offer a 90-minute, no-obligation consultation if anybody out there
Oh, wow, that's
wanted to
incredible.
come in and have a conversation with us. We'll have plenty of coffee.
We're a resource. Use us. Pick our brains. You know, we've learned a lot from the families over the years, and we're happy to share. Again, if a call comes in, I'll drop what I'm doing and take it,
Yeah.
and be happy to sit and let people know what we've learned.
Yeah, and I firmly believe that we've been called to do this, that this is a labor of love, and it's been enjoyable. And if we could have a sense of service and add value to families' future, then we would have accomplished something with our careers.
Oh,
I
that's,
agree.
that's wonderful. And how could they reach out to you?
Well, you could dial directly. We have a phone number of 201-843-7700. That's our front desk. My extension is 428. Vincent's extension is
312.
312. And then, of course, we're right here in Paramus, 52 Forest Avenue. Easy to get to.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have our email address, rlafredo@CFS LLC. And Vincent has.
vblazerwitz@glic.com.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on
Pleasure,
Coffee with Marci and sharing all of this invaluable information. And please reach out to Certified Financial Services if any of this is what you are needing in your life, because I can only imagine when you receive this information, you have absolutely no idea what to do.
Correct.
And you all have, through this interview, have created a sense of ease, even in me, in understanding just what these families go through and the ability and the help that you have to truly provide for them. So thank you so much
Well,
for
thank you,
doing
Marci.
that.
Our pleasure.
And thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.